power rankings. We haven't done them since the end of really the regular season. So why not fill the biggest news void of the offseason with a made-up list of where the 32 teams currently are? Now, it's important to keep in mind this is not a prediction of how the season's going to go. The one big thing we know about the season, but we also don't know about the season, is that guys will get injured, and it will change everything. Just talk to the Jets from last year. But every year, there's some sort of injury or a team that has a rash of injuries that causes someone to not be nearly as good as we thought. And then there'll be that team that has everything fall together the right way, and they end up being much better than anyone thought they would be, like the Texans last year. This is just a snapshot of my own sense of where the 32 teams are right now. You still may not be happy with where your favorite team is, but here's the reality. If you're going to rank from 1 to 32, somebody's got to be 1, and, wait for it, somebody's got to be 32, and 31, and 30. And the separation in the offseason is probably far less than it is when you play the games and we see the records and we see teams with far more wins than losses, and we see teams with far more losses than wins. That becomes easier as the season goes on. It's difficult now, especially because the NFL loves to sell hope to every fan base. The last thing really the NFL would want anyone to see now is their favorite teams ranked anywhere below 1, because the goal is to get everyone to delude themselves into thinking, I need to be all in, not in the Cowboys sense. I need to be all in with my favorite team this year because this could be the year. This could be the year. If this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this could be the year. And it might not be, hey, Super Bowl. It's more along this whimsical notion of my team that isn't supposed to get to the playoffs could get to the playoffs. And once you get there, who knows? And when teams like the Texans dramatically turn it around quickly, that gives everyone optimism that this year can be the year. The NFL loves it. The NFL loves to tout worst to first. The NFL loves to point out the turnover. And every year, you look at the playoff picture, half the teams, sometimes more, end up not getting back, which means teams that weren't playoff teams. Wait for it. This is important, logical reasoning. If teams that did make it last year don't go back this year, teams that didn't make it last year make it this year. And that just feeds this idea. And that's the goal. And look, I'm not complaining about it because I see our traffic trends and I see how it can change when you have fan bases who come to the realization that this year isn't the year after all. The earlier that happens, the more that you see the impact on the engagement and the interest. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm just being very authentic and real about it. The NFL wants, and I frankly, as a business owner of a media outlet, I want as many fan bases to be engaged as long as possible. The only difference is they won't tell you the truth. I will. We want you to be engaged. We want you to be interested. We want you to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Probably not, but you're watching anyway, so it serves the purpose. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.